I can't promise you'll feel better after this, but I guarantee we'll talk about it, we'll laugh about it, and we'll go on with our day. So I recommend grabbing your favorite drink, grab your smokes, and let's hash this shit out. This is Talking at You, Season 2. Okay, wow. It's been a while. It's been hard to really find time to go down and record, and then with all the stuff going on in the news, it's been pretty saturated. So what do you really talk about that hasn't already been well overdone? Got another hurricane. That's awesome, I guess. Again, everybody's acting surprised. Florida gets hurricanes. Who'd have thought? And somehow Trump's making it about him. Save his poor house. Lots of stuff going on. The hurricane. Yeah, they get it every year. It gets worse every year. And is it climate change, global warming, all that crap? Sure it is. Is it important? Maybe not in our lifetime. It's probably more or less, we just have the means to fight it. Now, if we were in a different decade or whatever, there'd be devastation. We wouldn't have these billions and billions of dollars just to throw away at stuff to fix things for things that people really were asking for. I mean, if every year your house gets wiped away, why do you live there? It's not all that great, and I don't get it. The South is riddled in just chaos, craziest politicians and whack job people live in the South, and I don't understand what the reasoning is. I don't know if they're just still pissed that they lost the war. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. So it's really hard to just jump in there and give my opinion on things, because the most common sense opinions about stuff piss people off. It just things people back. Like, there are people saying, Putin this, Russia this, let them do their thing. It's like, the guy's trying to end a democracy of a peaceful country that's just trying to get by. And it's no different than someone coming over here and doing the same thing. But for us, we don't care. I don't know. All these crazy people that think that, giving money to people like Trump and all these crazy politicians with these crazy whack job ideas that just want to, keep America white, I guess. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, everybody's fighting for the rich people's way of life. Like, all these taxes and all these things we're doing to these corporations, making them pay their employees what they're worth and everything else. Who cares? I'm not rich. Most likely anybody listening to this isn't rich, and most anybody that's arguing it isn't rich, because rich people just pay the bill. They're going to make the money. They don't care. I mean, sure, nobody wants to lose a few $1 million, but when you're just buying social media groups and stuff just because you're having a pissing match, billions and billions of dollars, I don't feel bad for you. I hope you lose half your fortune. I don't really care. I don't know. I mean, why do we even care about most of the stuff in the news? Nobody has a say. Nobody really is going to change anything. Everybody's all, the politicians and the people that back them. I don't get it. And you got these signs from 2000, 2020, 2020. It's like, it's just stop. It's like, why do you even care? I mean, I'm not going to see a sign in somebody's yard and say, well, I guess I'll vote for them now. No, just throw that crap in the garbage. When it comes election time, vote for your guy, move on. And whatever. Election frauds and corruptions, that's not new. It's happened every election. It always happens. We've seen the crazy people. They're going to do whatever they have to do to cheat, make it happen. The politicians themselves don't always know it's happening. They're not stopping it, because why not? Apparently, with what Trump's doing, just everybody that helped you goes to jail, and you could just be president. So there's that. These are the people we're backing. The people that just throw us under the bus. And in the end, I don't really care who's president because I'm not going to change it. It's not like I'm running for office, so you can't just do nothing and bitch about everything. It doesn't work. Either you do something about it that's actually effective, or you just sit down and shut up. And that's what you do. Or I guess you open a podcast and just bitch and see who listens. I don't know. If more people just did that, maybe it'd be better. Just get it out and talk about it, because that's also, thanks to social media, we don't talk about nothing anymore. We just go online, bitch to the masses, and find people that think the way we think and agree back and forth, and nobody contests. So I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I mean, in the end, who cares? I don't really care. If you want to vote for Biden, if you want to vote for Trump, have at it. Because no matter who you vote in, it's not really them doing anything. There's not a president out there. You know, they put their little ideas in, but they're not going to get to do anything. And it's mostly Congress and all these crazy whack jobs that, like MTG, and, you know, we got Gates, you got, I mean, it just, and then Cruz. It's like all these crazy bastards. It's just, you wonder how can there be that many messed up people to vote in all these people? It doesn't make any sense, because just, if you just turn off your political affiliation and just look at these people as people, they are not good people. They will change to the masses. Whatever people want, that's what they do. Cruz is a huge flipper, whatever you want to call it. He'll do whatever gets him his job. Mostly people, that's what they're doing. They're doing whatever keeps them in their job, because they have no skills. They have zero skills to make money with. They have to do this, sell out America, sell out their friends, family, everybody, just to maintain a job and some kind of relevance and power and to feel important. Most of these people are just kids that were bullied in school or had bad parents, you know, got beaten or demeaned, or I don't know, just told they weren't good enough. So DeSantis, definitely one of those. You can tell it just by looking at him. Got that spoiled ass little kid look on his face that just never been accepted, and he's eating it right up. I don't prefer to vote based on just a party. I'll go either way. I'll vote Republican. I'll vote Democrat. I don't tend to go any other options like the independent and stuff, because that's, you basically might as well not even vote, and it's just not popular enough for it to do anything. So it's the same as not voting. The best thing you can do, if you don't know anything about any of them, go with your gut. If they seem presidential, if they look the part, if they're saying things that make sense, things that aren't batshit crazy, they're just talking about basic policies, not life-changing events that, you know, are going to affect someone's sexual orientation or way of life, deter any decisions they want to make that better their lives. And that's great. Just go in there, do your political thing, and just stay out of everybody's lives. And that's it. Just keep the country economically running. That is your main job. So, whatever. I mean, keep the technology coming, because we got to be ahead of that. We can't let China or Russia or anybody take advantage, because if we're just going to try to stay in the old times, stay the way we were, and never try to advance, our people are just going to be held back. We got to be allowed to move forward, and that's going to require lots of change. And that gets into things like electric cars. Now, yes, I mean, I get that. I mean, that's just way not there yet. And I'm really surprised Tesla's even allowed to be on the road, because basically it's still a test vehicle. So I do like the idea of electric, because, I mean, I got tools, and that was all corded at one time. Went to battery. I don't think I'll ever go back to a corded tool. And it's even starting to take over my gas machines. Like, there's certain things like, you know, like a wood splitter, lawnmowers are getting pretty good now. Um, just little things like you need gas for certain things. Now I don't know if solely electric is most responsible. I think like a hybrid, like where it's mostly electric, but it has a gas backup or a gas something. Because if you put all your eggs into one energy basket, that's when you have problems. So, I mean, like if everything's electric and I mean, there's somebody throws out an EMP bomb, or I mean, hell, you can do a digital attack from overseas just with a push a button. You know, a little 15-year-old kid could think something's funny, playing some war games, and bam, shuts down all of America. So yeah, I mean, we can't go to one energy source. I don't really think anybody's really trying to do that. I mean, yeah, California, a little crazy. I mean, everybody's going nuts with that. But that's like, I'm cracking my knuckles, sorry. But anyways, that's like 2035. So he's basically buying time. He's getting on the bandwagon. I'm talking about Newsom. He's getting on the bandwagon of being environmentally conscious and all this stuff and, making jobs, blah, blah, blah. He knows in 10 years, it'll probably fail. I mean, it's a win-win. Either it fails and he just goes back to gas and everybody's happy, or it succeeds. We have a huge advancement in batteries and it improves and makes life better. But in 10 years, I mean, the whole banning cars thing, everybody's freaking out like he's saying right now, you can't drive gas. No, this is like a trial period. And I mean, in 10 years, it could be totally shut down. We've had lots of technologies that have tried and failed and just we reverted back. This isn't the first time that, energy has been tried. I mean, they've tried wind, they've tried solar, they've tried, I don't know, I guess even geothermal, which is kind of works if you got the money to invest in it. But I mean, nothing's really gonna take, because our planet is actually kind of small, and all of these things require a resource of some sort, and that resource will run out. There's just nothing out there that can power us that's not gonna radiate us to a deadly level. And I'm referring to the sun. The sun is probably our only source of energy that is constant and we won't use up. But we're all going to be glowing. I mean, to harness that kind of energy, it's never going to happen, not efficiently. So it would just take a tremendous amount of resources to harness the sun and to use it effectively. And there's just nowhere wind-wise. I mean, you got hurricanes. Obviously, we have lots of wind, but I don't think we have enough wind to maintain the energy that's required. The only way for any kind of energy source, like even gas, all of it's good. I mean, gas, no problem. Natural gas, coal, all of it. We can use anything, but our problem is the amount we use. Now, we need to, I don't know. I mean, we need to find a way to downsource our usage, which is craziness, because everybody's bitching about batteries, this, and that, and global warming, but you're using your rechargeable batteries for everything. Like, you're talking on your phone, you're making the problem worse. I mean, yeah, it's not a gigantic Tesla battery, but how many of those little batteries are getting thrown away every day? And I mean, it's most likely adding up to more of what those car batteries are. So that'd be an interesting thing to look into, because I guarantee there's probably millions and millions of phone batteries right now just getting thrown in the trash, thrown in the water, thrown in the woods. Because what? Because we expect everybody to be responsible and put it in whatever disposal programs out there. Sure, if you have that. If you don't, you're just going to chuck it. Start over. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's it. I mean, really, things we're complaining about, we're never going to fix. We're never going to change, because it's impossible. We can't have the things we want and be better people, do the right thing. It's about our sacrifice. It's nothing to do with anything else other than that. China, Russia, all these other countries that, are controlling and maintaining their people. That's a horrible, horrible system to live in. Everybody's just to maintain their way of life, they're jumping on the bandwagon and endorsing and supporting this horrible dictatorship. And now there's some crazies out there that want us to be that way. They want one universal leader. And that's insane. We have a democracy. It does not work very well, but it works, and it helps us maintain some normalcy and be able to undo a few wrongs every 4 years. I think that's the best thing. I mean, we're allowed to go online and bitch about this stuff and do our little stupid videos, and I don't know. I mean, we have full freedom to do what we want, and yet we still complain that our system is broken. And I don't think it is. I think our system's right where it needs to be. We're at a stage right now in life where we have a say in sort of gauging things. We can step up for what's right and wrong. I think a lot of people kind of lose the what's right part and more endorsing the wrong part. Now, we've bailed on a lot of things that used to be important to us. Things that I don't understand why our kids' sanity is at risk, and we're just standing by, let it happen because it makes our lives easier. Now, I've got kids, 2 older ones that were just on probably the middle of the whole social boom, and then I got one right now. It's like I can't even understand what's going on. And I don't know if it's just a girl thing or guys do it too, but the social dependence, it's not even a personal thing. It's more just a social standing online thing. It's overtaken. It's ridiculous, and I don't get it. So I think a lot of our future is based on our children, not on our technology, not on our sexual orientation, not on our anything else, which that's a whole nother, there's so many things. This is why I haven't done one in a while. So how do you pick a subject? There's so many different ones. Like the whole, there's just a point that you got to just sit back and realize it's not your problem. The people's that problem that it is not really their problem. Because I find that a lot of people fight for other people's problems. But then you ask the ones that are right in the crosshairs of it, they don't care. They just want to move on with their life and have some normalcy. And, it's just stupid. What do you care if the guy down the road or one of your kid's friends or whatever, gay's still the universal word for it, but what do you care? Is it going to trickle down and infect you somehow? Is it going to make your kids that way? No. And then you got all these people that are mostly in the South, because I don't know what's wrong with them. But they're worried about the books and the stuff that kids are learning. And I don't know. Why don't you want your kids to learn about stuff before they find out from the guy down the road that talked them to come in their house and taught them everything they needed? What you want your kids to know the signals, and what you want them to know what to look out for. Because as strange as it is, it's common sense to us, but these kids, even teenage years, they don't pick it up. And by the time they understand what's going on, it's too late. They're damaged, and they could have been saved. Now, there's some kids out there, or even adults, the more they know, the more they do. Sure, would they have done those things if they weren't taught? Probably. But most people that do those things that aren't taught about it, learn it in group settings or situations that aren't controlled, and they can't ask questions because they're in the process of just doing these things. So, yeah, I remember when I was growing up, we had a drug program that, I don't know if it was universal everywhere, but it was called DARE. DARE. I don't know even what this stood for anymore. That wasn't the point. The point was it educated us on drugs, the negative effects. It didn't really, I think things like that, they teach the negative effects. Like for us, it was always more scare tactics. So that's the only thing I think they're doing differently now as far as drugs and sex and stuff is they don't just share the scare. They're educating on the good points too and the stuff that makes it why people do them. And then that's the part I think what most people are scared of. And they're scared that kids might get curious of the good stuff and think, well, maybe I'll try that. If the kids got that mindset or the adults got that mindset, that's going to happen no matter what. I mean, it's there. They're just an inquisitive, curious mind, and those are the ones that do things like that. It's going to happen. Now, I think they should be educated to at least know what they're getting into, because then you can make an educated decision. Do I want to take meth and look like this and have all my teeth fall out, or I mean, whatever else it does? They could be educated to know what's in meth, the physical effects of it, instead of just some guy at a party telling them, here, try this. Makes you feel like this, and you go do it. Yeah, awesome. I think that needs to be educated, along with race and inequality and history of all of that, because it does repeat. It's repeating right now, like a firestorm. It doesn't make sense to me why we wouldn't educate. And I get it. People don't want to educate and people don't want to bring it out because then it just reignites the anger. Because sure, a 5-year-old, kid that doesn't know anything about the difference. They just know there's different skin colors and they're putting that together along with whatever their parents tell them. It's just, you gotta give a little bit of knowledge because people should be angry. They shouldn't be happy how things worked out and why things are the way they are. Because you can't just be a black kid walking through the city and, in your mind, everything's fine. I mean, you haven't been wronged yet. You haven't had a reason to think otherwise. And then it's just forced upon you. It's just shown to you. Someone walks down the street and says something negative or physically gets negative. It's just things like that. I mean, and then they're gonna wonder why. Why did they do this? And then as a kid, they're gonna ask. They're gonna go to whoever they feel comfortable with, which may or may not be their parents, if their parents are angry people and already hate society. But what answer are they gonna get? They're gonna get a biased answer from probably a angry parent that's already been through it. That's either gonna tell them to fight back or just take it. Both of those aren't the definitive answer. You almost got to take those answers and mesh them together and make a sane, responsible decision based on humanity and not just, I'm this, so I'm going to act like this, or they say this, so I'm going to fight them. It's just, it doesn't seem like it should be this difficult. And I get it. People, it's not that easy either. What do you do? I mean, you can't just tell somebody, well, they're going to treat you that way for this reason, and you just got to suck it up and it gets better. Because I guarantee you, it never gets better. It gets 10 times worse, 100 times worse. You'll be fighting that battle your whole entire life. So, I don't know. I mean, that's just society. We are trying to make steps to make it better. It's just, it's going to take a very long time. And not one person's going to make a difference. It's going to be a group of people that eventually, overwhelmingly, change society. Now, the change is easy. The maintenance is not. How do you maintain that change? That's the tricky part. Because there's only a matter of time. And then it goes in cycles where you get a politician. You get somebody that decides they're done. They're done playing by the rules. They're done having to change their way of life. They use their voice and drastically change the future. So I don't know. I guess take from that what you will. That was just me just kind of getting all this crap off my chest so I can talk about more, I don't know, less scary stuff. Okay. I think I'm going to end it at that. It was more or less just a vent to get all that crap off my mind. I'm sure there'll be more stuff, but next one's going to be kind of more fun. It's going to be based off of a comic page group I'm sort of in. I don't know. I watch Superman shows, and that's Superman Lois, and kind of had a debate about certain things, and I don't know, it always gets heated with comic people. So check that one out. It'll be about Superman mostly, and just gender changes and all kinds of stuff. So be sure to check that one out. I'm sure that'll probably piss people off on a whole different level, but something different, right? So it's Rob. I definitely was talking at you, and hope you listen. Hope you subscribe, follow, all that happy stuff. I'm on other medias there. I do have a Facebook page. You can look it up just under Talking At You. Hopefully it shows up. And on all the other search places, but there's a TikTok, but that's not all that great. Check me out, and definitely check the next one if you're a DC or Marvel fan. We're kind of probably go back and forth in that and see how that goes. So later.